for those people who have single coil pickups, your pickups are very nice, truly. And for those who have humbuckers or active pickups, very nice, good for you. And for those who have those Sustainiacs and magnets wrapped in lipstick cases, swell, be on your way. Me, I'm just gonna stick to P90s. Hi, folks. Welcome to Loving's Guitar. Today on the chopping block, we have another Harley Benton. Yeah, you guessed it. Yeah. And the reason why I got this in the first place was, well, the lure of P90s. Because truly, I don't know if I'm going to offend people. I've done this in the past, but, I say, okay, this is just my opinion now, all right? And if opinions matter to you, okay, well, I'm gonna say it, all right? I might step on some people's toes, all right? Some people might be confused. So it might make some people sweat. I don't know. Get a towel. I don't know. Talc. I don't. Boys, girls, everyone in between. I like P90s. I think they're the best. Everything else is just an alternative to the best. The P90, that is, it does everything. It's the song, it's the dance, it's man, it's everything. It has everything. I don't even know why this even needs to be talked about. Shouldn't this be in textbooks or something? It should be clearly understood. Why? Just a few decades have passed since this thing has been, introduced. And still people need to be slapped in the face over and over again, repeatedly. And I'm not going to be I'm sure I'm not going to be the only one who's going to tell you this, I'm sure there's going to be other people who'll be lining up behind me. They're going to be slapping you too. And it's just sad, really. I was there. I've come a long way. I like humbuggers. I like PAFs, single coils, tellies. They're the greatest. Yeah, everything. You could say that. Hypocrisy. But the real deal is, it starts with the P90. And sure, Inspector Sound Studios, Glenn, the guy who screams a lot, sure, it all comes out of the cabinet. And I agree with him. And that's why I have a cool cabinet. But there's something about the sweet subtlety of anger that comes out of a P90. Wait, who competes with that? What are you, a freaking magnet with coils? Well, that's what you are. You do that so beautifully. Okay, so this is the Harley Benton SC faded white. That's all they call it. That's all they say it is. So for those people who are familiar with this type of configuration, we would say this is like an LP Junior type, okay? Cut to the chase, we have even like LP Junior type, old vintage type, tuners. Oh my God. I didn't realize this. Okay, so these do say Wilkinson Deluxe. See that? I don't know which cameras can see this, but it doesn't matter. But you can see this. See that? It makes sense to me, right? That's nice that, they're getting parts from Wilkinson to be included in this, right? You would think, right? Okay. Well, right off the bat, I gotta tell you, when I first picked it up, I go, wait, that's kind of nice. Isn't that cool? And I tuned it up, and it did stay in tune for a little bit, but this B is kind of weird, and I can feel it's kind of loose. And it's unfortunate that here we go to the point of having including another, manufacturer as a selling point, and I did feel a little. It's kind of loose, yeah, but it's still holding its tune. Okay, but it's still holding its tune. So how pissed off can I be? And plus at the price. And we just heard what this can do, right? So so I have a little mixed emotions about this guitar, and that is because it's the kind of guitar actually I played a lot in the 80s because no 90s, I'm sorry, not mid 90s, because I just love this punk, lightweight, non-arch top style. And back in the day, I did play, like on stage, I would play with PAFs. And I would just really put my Gibson humbucker pickup in all my guitars, just in the bridge. And basically, my rhythm pickup was my off switch. So every time I needed to be on, that was my on, and this was my kill switch. That's how we did it back then in the day. I guess kids still do that. So anyway, that was back then. But in the studio, I would most likely be recording with P90s because I knew it then, and I'm in agreement still. I'm 61 years old, and just there's nothing really like it. I can hear, well, you know what it is? Maybe it's something that I connect with. So when I do play with these type of pickups, I reconnect with my youth in a way. Because one of the first serious guitar I ever got, serious electric guitar, because before that a serious one, I had a Carlo Robelli copy, like 1975 Carlo Robelli Strat copy, and I got it used for $100 from Sam Ash, like in 1978. My first guitar, real guitar, was a Gibson SG 1962 SG. It was white with two black soap bar pickups, and it was P90s, and I loved it. Unfortunately, I broke the headstock 3 times, and by the time I got to Berkeley, I was pretty much through with fixing the headstock repeatedly. So I was convinced by a luthier or some guy or kit builder or whatever, somebody to he would build me a guitar, custom guitar with the works, and it was the Van Halen days were just coming out, right? Remember, I mean, it's in the early '80s now. I'm in the early '80s, and so I got this guitar, but immediately it's outdated because it's seen with these soap bar pickups. And in the '80s, everybody, was using humbuckers, and even though take the covers off, Eddie Van Halen's out. We got to see those ribbons, right? The core, well, everything. So I get it, but I was so influenced by everything, just like everybody is. So in my life into the P90s as a youth diminished, like playing it live. Instead, I would just use it for weird stuff and making cool recordings. Because there's something I had with something weird, a feeling connection with the P90. Um, Long story short, now, I keep on saying that, now I've come back full cycle back to the, P90. And I just love turning up. I love the chaos that it does, the added attributes that are truly tangible within just this configuration of electromagnetic field, right? Or maybe it's how I believe it's influencing me. So Sure, there is no graph, there is no analytical breakdown of whatever it is I'm saying or trying to communicate. However, there is truly, I am certain that there are many guitar players out there that pick up an instrument with that say has P90s versus an instrument with PAFs. And just the fact that them picking it up, knowing that it is a PAF or P90, they approach the guitar differently because they think the guitar is telling them what to do. Because they're saying, "Hey, I'm feeding you these P90 signals, so you're gonna be playing playing a guitar that has P90s. All right, okay, so you're playing the guitar. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a P90 feel. Oh, that plays like a P90. All right, it's gonna play like a guitar like PAFs. All right, this is now it's gonna play like a guitar like PAFs. Let's see if I can do it. We'll see if I can do that. If I could just turn it on, it could do that. Nope, can't do that. See, it just brings a smile to my face, just from ear to ear. Just the idea that this can't sound like a humbucker. I just love that. It's just so beautiful. It's just all right. So Harley Benton comes out with this configuration, and I was attracted to it merely because of the P90s. So when it arrived, you know, it's white. Yeah, it was exactly what it was pictured like, uh, and it has this finish, and it's a very smooth, satiny, soft finish. It's as if it's just been primered, painted, and then sanded, and then sanded to eggshell finish. So there's no then overcoat or anything top coat to do anything to. I don't know. It seems like powder or something. I don't know. There's just so there's one thing I don't like about it personally because I'm a tactile person. I gotta touch it. I'm a touchy feely person. And so, also, this guitar is almost despite it being satiny, right? Is actually kind of a sticky feeling to me. Maybe I don't know. I'm getting a sticky feeling. It's not as smooth as like just a roasted maple neck. Just leave it like that. Um, um, and so I think I need to do something about that. Okay, so what else? The other thing I did do some changes to this. So this is obviously this is not an box opening. There is no box included in this episode. So here is the original bridge that came along with the Harley Benton SC faded white, and as you can see, these saddles really are proud. They really stick high. So just imagine your palm resting on here, resting on, if you can see those edges right there. You see those edges? Isn't that pretty intense? I'd say it is. Those edges are pretty intense. Imagine resting your wrist or your palm right there as you're palming. You'll get graded. I mean, it'll start like it's ridiculous. And it sits high on the post relative to these studs here. See that? You can see that. And so there's a little extra meat here. It's just, anyway. I put this in there, and this was a big improvement because now it's just very soft. See that? Completely soft. And now all the fun and joy and comfort you want to do with your muting type or your muting techniques, well, now you can do them with, it just makes more sense. So that was a dramatic improvement. I think this is a Safu type. Um, Safu. Think about it. I think I got Amazon. I found it on Amazon, on eBay. I mean, seriously. And then with it just with all right. So this is just my overdrive, and I'm playing it through a Sun Beta bass head, a 200-watt bass head. And this mic. I think that's well, it's an old cabinet, but it sounds amazing. This is the reason why I've always kept it. It's actually a bass cabinet. And then with a folks, thanks for watching. Did I express my feelings about this guitar? Do I think it's a good investment? Yes. Despite the feeling, the texture, which I completely feel kind of disgusted by it, really, truly. I just don't like the texture of it. That I have to do something. I think that's going to be another episode. I think I'm going to desurface this thing. Maybe take all the paint off, paint it again, or just see what the hell is underneath all of this. So before I say something stupid or offend anybody, if for those people who have single coil pickups, your pickups are very nice, truly. And for those who have humbuckers or active pickups, very nice, good for you. And for those who have those Susaniacs and magnets wrapped in lipstick cases, swell. Be on your way. Me? I'm just going to stick to P90s. Today, because I like all pickups. I love them all! Just the P90s are my favorite. All right, I just said it. I have a favorite. They're P90s.